Good morning. Thank you for tuning in to the MonaLisa Monroe Morning Show. Grab your coffee or your tea, hunty, because we have a lot to talk about. But before we get started on those red hot topics, please go to my website, www.monalisamonroe.com. We've got t-shirts, we've got mugs, we've got toast. Believe me, we've got you covered. And also, you could purchase my book, Life After the Diagnosis. If you know a survivor or you are a survivor, this is the book that you need. Well, let's go ahead and get this party started right, shall we? Good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody today? We have quite a bit to talk about. But before I jump right in, I want to say just a few things. I want to thank everyone that has been tuning in to the MonaLisa Monroe Morning Show. Our numbers are up. We are feeling great. Thank you for going to the website and purchasing the good old merchandise, the MonaLisa Monroe merchandise. Thank you for going to my website. There it is right there, www.monalisamonroe.com. Checking me out, seeing what all I got going on. I just wanted to take time out to tell you guys thank you. Thank you for watching the show. Thank you for purchasing the merchandise. Thank you for visiting the website. Thank you for checking me out on social media. Thank you for comments. I just want you guys to know that I appreciate you. At the MonaLisa Monroe Morning Show, we have been having some red hot topics. And of course, like I said, I bring it to you. We talk about what you're talking about. And right now, you're talking about, your boy, R. Kelly. Woo! R. Kelly is found guilty. And I would like to know what your thoughts are on this topic. Yeah. Good morning, Julius. How are you? Oh my goodness. I got to bring you on the show so we can talk about some things. But good morning to you. Thank you for tuning in. So yeah, R. Kelly is found guilty. And I wanted to know what you guys think about that. That is red hot number one. And red hot number two. Now, I am a View watcher. I love to watch The View. Now, I'm on usually when they're on. I'm either on before them or after them, depending on your time zone. But the strangest thing happened on Friday when the Kamala Harris, the VP, the Vice President, Madam Vice President Kamala Harris was supposed to come on The View. All of a sudden, Sunny, if you guys know The View, y'all know who I'm talking about, Sunny Hostin, ended up testing positive for COVID-19. And Anna Navarro tested positive for COVID-19. Now, mind you, Sarah and Joy was fine, but these two were positive. Yeah, so I got a few things that my theory or my thoughts on it. We'll come back on that. So that's red hot number two. Last but not least, now I know unless you're living under a rock, Will and Jada, they did not and still don't believe in monogamy. So they have an open marriage. So I would like to know what you think about open marriage. Yeah. So these are red hot today, my people. But we also have a commercial to let you know what's happening in Garden City. So, yes, all of this is going to be going on today. So, let's start with red hot number one, R. Kelly. R. Kelly is found guilty and he was sentenced. Now, what I don't know is how many years he's gotten, or has he even have they even said how many years? Now, if you guys know, I would love to hear from you how many years he's gotten, but I haven't read or heard how bad it is. Okay. Now, what are my thoughts? I think it's horrible. I think it's horrible that uh, this all happened to those young ladies. Don't get me twisted. I think it's horrible that it happened to our black man, a black man. I think it's all around horrible. Let me just get that out there now. And I'm going to say this all at the same time. This type of stuff is happening in Hollywood right now. And the craziest thing about it is some people get off and some people don't. And that is my whole thing about this. This is not anything new, especially in the music industry and in Hollywood. I wish they would clean up all of it. But of course, you got to catch who you catch when you catch them. I get it. But I'm strongly, because Hugh Hefner, you guys, Hugh had bunnies, had folks at his house. You can't tell me everybody was of age. But yet, they treated him like a pimp. I mean, they didn't do anything to reprimand this man. Meredith, good morning. He won't be sentenced until May of 22. Okay, thank you so much. So what are your thoughts, Meredith? I mean, what do you think about it? I mean, we all used to love him. We all jammed to his music, and whoever says that they didn't is lying. Because, come on, we all jammed to R. Kelly. And this whole thing is horrible. It is. And a lot of, and I'm just going to tell you what I heard and what I read. It was a lot of people upset with these ladies' parents. They were upset with these ladies who were, considered grown, 21, We love his music. He was a musical genius. Really, he is a musical genius. It is not like he's not anymore. On the other hand, wrong is wrong. And I agree. And I totally agree with you. Wrong is wrong. But my thing is, and I'm just putting a semicolon right there. Hugh Hefner, y'all. I mean, what is that other guy's name that ended up, they said he killed himself in jail? What was his name? I forgot his name. But him as well. I mean, all of this is not new. I'm just saying, it is not new at all. So why not clean up all of it? You know what I mean? What is that about? Meredith, I wish someone had pulled him to the side and told him, you can't do this. And I really think someone probably did. You you always got that one. Well, hopefully, you always have that one good friend that'll tell you the truth. Good morning. How are you? Hate the sin, love the sinner. Sinner's music. He should be in a mental hospital. That's what would have happened to. Yup, yup. You're right. They would have sent him some help. Yes, you're right. They would have sent him to some type of therapy. And that's the whole thing. It's just so crazy. But you can't tell me he's the only one. You know what I mean? It's Good morning, Dave. How are you? Um, Good morning. I agree with Donnie. Me too. I totally agree with Donnie. And I'm not saying he's not guilty. I understand, but all at the same time, come on. Are you serious? And like I said, it's a lot of people that were very upset with these parents. You know, these parents with these young kids want their kids to become, famous and starstruck and whatever the case may be. And then you let your kid go to this terror dome, you know? Good grief. Really? Now let's make it personal. If you guys had a 16, 17, 18-year-old that wanted to become famous, right? And they met, this person that was a genius, and they heard your child and they were like, oh my goodness, you could be, we could make you a record or whatever the case may be. And the only tidbit is you would have to go on tour with us without your parents. Would you be okay with that? This is your child. Yes, you want them to become famous or whatever the case may be. But if this record label, this recording artist or whatever is telling you and your child, that the only way you can become famous is if you come with us and you can't bring your parents. I would have to. Now, me personally, that would break my child's heart, but they're not going anywhere without me. They're not. We will wait until another boat or another bus or another train comes by because no, this is your teenage child, and the music industry is something else. And you mean to tell me you're going to trust that artist with your child? That is just, and that's the part that I say, good grief. Are you serious right now? So, but that's neither here nor there. Now look what happened, and these ladies, they're grown now, but when they were taken in, they were teenagers. And so are they willing to tell, a tell all, how they do? Soon as it's over and done, they do this tell all book to let everybody know what happened. That tell all book will sell off the shelf. That will be a bestseller because everyone wants to know what in the world, But for me, like they say, for me in my house, you're not going. And when you get 18 and you decide you want to continue and do whatever you want to do, then, but 18 and under, it ain't happening. And that's just a mother talking. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Chime in, chime in. And if you have a child that is a musical prodigy, and they want to be famous, they want to be this recording artist, are you willing? Is this something that you are willing to do? That is the question. Can you believe that? No, not at all. Not at all. You're not going. So that was red hot number one. Red hot number two. So if you are a View watcher, so Friday was Really crazy. The View had two members of the table of the team test positive for coronavirus on Friday. And this was something that happened right before Madam VP Kamala Harris was to come on the show. And the craziest thing was the two that were tested positive were vaccinated, right? So you're thinking that the vaccination would prevent you from testing positive. But these two ladies were told on Friday to step off the stage, and I'm talking about it went viral. These two ladies, they didn't even have time enough to tell their family what was going on. So they were pulled off the set, and Sarah and Joy were told what was going on, and they had to sort of improvise. The rest of the show was just so, you know, unorthodox. It was crazy. So Joy is taking questions from the audience. It's just something that they never do. And finally, literally the last 10 minutes of the show, they had Madam VP Kamala Harris come on, but she was in a secluded area. But she was doing the show like a Zoom, right? And you really couldn't ask her any questions because it was 10 minutes left on the show. I mean, this made no sense to me. It was strange. Good morning, Mike. How are you? The parents carry some of the blame. He didn't kill anyone. I believe he needs some mental help and no more than 10 years in prison. Oh, wow. Really? Mama Sandy, good morning. I'm a living witness of the industry. Protect your kids. I totally agree. Meredith, you can still test positive even if you are vaccinated. For real? I did not know that. I'm thinking once you got the vaccine, you're good. Wow, this is information for me. So, um, is that the reason why they're bringing the booster shot? Because of that very reason? Wow, 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 wow. Now, this is also what I heard. Once you get vaccinated, right? Um, and if you do get sick, if you do get coronavirus again or COVID-19, it won't be as bad if you have never had the vaccine. Yes. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I didn't know because, if you think back months ago, the whole thing was once you get the vaccine, you should be good to go. Well, that wasn't the case because then you had to go back and get a second shot, and then now you got to get the booster. This vaccine is more like the flu vaccine. They have to keep adjusting it. Yeah, because this is new. You know, we don't know what in the world. We just have to keep going forward. You know, that's all we can do. But going back to the View, that was the strangest thing. And so I personally think that Sonny and Anna would have questioned this administration the way they need to be questioned. And I think that they pulled them because of that very reason. And this is just my personal view. Why would those two, be pulled and then tested positive? So, of course, the whole weekend was, oh my gosh, they tested positive, blah, 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 blah. So Monday, when they came on, they said that they were false positive. So basically, they didn't have COVID-19 on Monday. Now, come on. Now, my whole thing is they were going to question this administration and ask them the hard questions. I know they would have because I know Anna takes it to whoever's on the table, and Sunny does too. Well, Joy does too, but why these two ladies, you know? So that was really weird, really, really weird. And then Monday, they opened the floor for Sunny and Anna to, you know, tell us what they, you know, how they felt and what they thought and how was their weekend, knowing that the whole world, whoever watches the show, thinks that they're COVID-19 positive. So Meredith, they didn't want Sunny asking about, yes, exactly. They didn't want her asking about Haiti. They didn't want her asking about any of what President Joe Biden is doing. So come on now. So anyway, so what they did was they opened the floor for these two ladies to talk about their weekend. Okay. And it was sad. It was very, very sad. Good morning, Eric. How are you? They both was going to cross-examine her to the T. Exactly. Exactly. That was the bottom line. So they opened the floor up to these two ladies, right? And it was so heartbreaking because Sunny is married to a surgeon, okay? When the news went viral that she tested positive, they pulled her husband out of surgery to get him tested because of this news, right? Sunny has 3 kids, one in college and one in high school, and I think one in middle school. They pulled all of her kids out of school and tested them, sent them home. Sunny stated that she went to a funeral for one of her family members. And she was concerned that she went to this funeral and everybody at this funeral was quote unquote vaccinated, but here she is testing positive. So she's concerned about this whole funeral. So, I mean, can you imagine their lives over the weekend? Simply because no one wants to take it to this administration. Good morning. How are you? Let's see. Eric, it was all a setup. I don't care what no one says. I mean, these two ladies went through, and that's just Sunny, okay? That's what Sunny's family went through. Her parents are older. Her parents had to be pulled out of the assisted living facilities. I mean, come on. That was a nightmare, I'm sure. So then they said, Anna, you know, what happened with you? Anna was like, I was scared because she had just hung out with the vice president's family. Can you believe that? Anna was like, I was just with the vice president's sister-in-law or something. So her fear was, oh my God, I probably gave it to the whole Harris family. All of this for not being able to ask the hard questions. That is crazy. That is crazy. And as I stated before, and I am sticking to my guns, if this administration was the previous administration and they were doing this to the Haitians, it would have been all over everywhere. But because it's President Joe Biden, it's only, it's maybe secondhand news here. We are so hypocritical at this point for me, because whatever Donald Trump did, it was just, oh, he's And then here, President Biden is not saying and doing anything that he promised, and we don't have anything to say. I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat. Really? Are you serious right now? So squash all of that. It's crap. And it's like you can't win for losing. My thoughts. You can't win for losing. Thank you very much. And the the whole idea of 10 minutes left to ask her anything is just absurd. It's just absurd. So I think the whole show should have been scratched, to be honest. So if you're just tuning in to the show, the first red hot topic was R. Kelly being guilty. And what do you think about that? The second red hot topic for the show is what happened on The View. What are your thoughts on that? And third red hot topic, third but not least, Will and Jada have announced that they have an open marriage. So they don't believe in monogamy. And I wanted to know your thoughts on that. This is not new news to some, because, I mean, Will and Jada have been together for 20 some odd years. And not every marriage is perfect, okay? But what they have said publicly is that it works for them. They're not saying that this is for everybody. They're not saying that, you need to try it or whatever. They're saying that this works for them. Okay? So when Will was caught with another and Jada was caught with another, it was news for everybody, but it wasn't news for them because they were aware of these extramarital flings or entanglements, as she says. So what say you about that? Me personally, I couldn't do it because I am just too jealous. I'm just going to be honest with you. Yeah, there's no way in the world that I would be okay with that. But there are people out there that do this, and they feel like their marriages are stronger than the modern marriage or the what do you call it? Well, they probably call it old school marriage now because there's so much stuff going on, the polygamy, the this, the that. So they say that marriage is overrated. And when you think about it, okay, so let's break the numbers down. Right now, divorce in the standard marriage is 60%. So if you're going in under this false pretense of it's going to be you and only you for 50 some odd years, really? When you think about it, I would like to know what you guys think. But it's very interesting because the standard marriage right now is 60% divorce rate. Now, the marriages that are considered open or, they're aware of what's going on and they haven't promised monogamy or whatever the case may be, divorce rates are really down. I mean, not even close to 60. So is this something that you would consider going into if you were to get married? As I stated at the top of this red hot topic, that would not be me because I'm too jealous. That is not going to work. Meredith, I couldn't have an open marriage. I know a couple that has an open marriage and that works for them. Exactly. And that's what Will and Jada said. They said that it works for them. They're not saying that you should try it, they're not saying that you should do it. They're saying it works for them. And I'm saying it would not work for me. And then her daughter, I remember, because she's in a polygamous situation. What is that? Her daughter believes that if you want to be with a woman, that's fine. If you want to be with a man, that's fine. If y'all want to all get together, that's fine. And so she was saying that marriage puts shackles on people. It's like you are chained to this person for life. And she says, what if if what if another person sparks something different in you? What if someone brings out something different? Why limit yourself to this person that may not be emotionally available when this other person is something or someone who can talk to you, who can be there for you? It's like, what was she saying? She said that it's like two people fulfilling a role that you expect one person to do. You know what I'm saying? So here you are getting married to your spouse, okay? And you're expecting that person to be three different people. I want you to be this, this, and this for me. Um, and then, so what her daughter was saying, Willow, is instead of saying, I want you to be this, this, and this for me, I have these type of people in my life. So that is very interesting, right? Um, Not for me, but all at the same time. Wow, you know. And she's a young woman. She's grown. I mean, she can make her own decisions. Uh, but wow, do we really do that? Do we really expect one person to be everything for us? Well, if you ask me, uh, it's not fair to expect that person to be your everything. You should be whole within yourself first, and then that person should enhance or complement what you already have going on. You see what I'm saying? That's too much pressure for me to be your everything. And so when people come in saying you are my everything, I'm like, ooh, I don't want to be your everything. No, I do not. So, you know, what in the world? But what do you guys think? I'm curious to know what you think. Yeah, so that is what Jada's daughter agrees for her life. Now, Gabby, which is Jada's mother, if you watch Red Table Talk, she's like, no, I am traditional. I don't believe in all of that craziness, what y'all doing. No. So you've got Gabby, which is old school. She's like, no, I like the standard marriage, dynamic. And then you have Jada, which is, she is in her 50s. So she's like that in that middle range. She's like, hey, I don't believe in sticking to one person for the rest of my life. So, and then you have her younger daughter, which is the younger generation. And she's saying, not only do I participate and believe it, that's me, not even. So it's all so interesting to me how the different generations look at different things, and marriage being that staple, that one thing that you strive or you want to. Well, not everybody wants to be married, so let me take that back. um, wow, because when I was growing up as a little girl, that was, I mean, the Barbie and Ken, they were married, and you wanted to have this absolute fabulous wedding. The wedding was what little girls would always crave and wonder about. Well, some ladies now don't care anything about the wedding, the marriage. None of that. So yeah, what do you guys think? Um, we are talking about, if you're new to the broadcast, we're talking about three red hot topics this morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. The first red hot topic is, R. Kelly's found guilty. What are your thoughts? And like we stated before, a lot of people are blaming the parents of those young girls. They're also blaming R. Kelly. And I'm saying it's a lot of that going on in Hollywood, in the music industry. I wish they would clean it all up, to be honest with you. And what the next red hot topic was, if you are a View watcher, The View with Whoopi, Joy, Sarah, Sunny, and Anna, Friday, they pulled Sunny and Anna off the show because they tested COVID. They tested positive for COVID-19. And then Monday, they were false positive. Yeah. And then last but not least, Will and Jada has basically stated that they do not believe in monogamy. They have an open marriage. Ding. So what are your thoughts on the three red hots? Oh, good morning. How are you? Sunshine, sunshine. Good to see you guys. Thank you for tuning in. So, yeah, red hot for sure, right? Um, I also blame the parents. I also blame R. Kelly. Um, and I also blame the industry. Um, the whole thought of them allowing this to go down, it's just horrible. Good morning. Hot topics today. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. I'll go over them again. Um, R. Kelly found guilty. What do you think? If you watch The View, Friday, they pulled Sunny and Anna off the stage because they quote unquote tested positive for COVID-19. And lo and behold, on Monday, it was false positive. And Jada and Will talked about an open marriage. So, yeah. And I personally went down the list because a lot of times they go, well, MonaLisa, what do you think? I will tell you exactly what I think. First off, I do blame the parents for letting their children go to this Thunderdome of a place, which they call the Love Den or some craziness, by themselves without any kind of parental guidance, any kind of anything. If I can't go, then she can't go or he can't go. That's just the bottom line. And so, because they were so starstruck and whatever the case may be, they agreed to let their children go with this artist on tour. And that's when the disaster started. Sunshine, he's a good singer, but things catch up with you. Yes. Yes, he was a great singer. He was, yeah, amazing. But in the background, look at what's going on. And if it was your child, man, forget every song he wrote if that was my child. But like I was saying, for the permission of the parents to let their child go, I mean, that, and then the parents were, one of the parents said that she would sneak out and leave. You couldn't tell her anything, she was disobedient, da 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 da. At that point, what do you do? Do you bring in, family members, law enforcement? What do you do when your child keeps running away to meet up with this artist or whatever the case may be? And some of these parents could not, I mean, they literally went to R. Kelly's mansion, house, whatever, and they wouldn't let them in. And so one of the parents, her dad, jumped the gate, jumped the fence, and got arrested for trespassing. But yet his daughter is, oh my gosh. So yeah, craziness all the way around. Um, I guess my kids would have had to be mad at me for the rest of their lives. I don't know. Because I mean, I want you to be all what you want to be, you know. But when it comes down to that music industry and that movie industry, look, I'm not surprised why most artists still have their parents as their managers, because it's crazy. It's just crazy. And if you think that, they're going to be safe, oh my goodness. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah. So that is my thoughts on that. And I'm not trying to play holier than thou. I used to jam to R. Kelly. Don't get me wrong. R. Kelly was the music in the 90s. But to find out that he's doing all of this, I could care less. I'm good. Yes, he's good at music and da 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 da. And it's so crazy because, you think about Prince and you never heard anything crazy dealing with Prince. Prince didn't mess with boys or young girls or whatever. You never heard anything crazy dealing with Prince. And Prince was off the charts. But Michael Jackson, you had the allegations of him. Uh, that is crazy. That is crazy. Bill Cosby, you just hear these horrible, what was his name? Epstein? What was his name? I think it was Epstein. But these guys, man, you think about how long, yes, they got caught, but how long? And some of these ladies were coming forward 30 years ago, 20 years ago. Then you go back and say, why didn't you say anything? Maybe they did, and people didn't believe them or people didn't want to hear it, you know? So, yeah, that's what I mean when I say movie industry and music industry. Those two right there. Crazy. So, do you really want your kids to be a part of that? Yeah. Well, and I have some talented kids, but I really want them to think twice about joining the madness. And you have to have someone to just be honest and tell you the truth about the music and the movie industry. What do they say? Show business. You only see the show and not the business. Well, how about this? Instead of show business, the mess. You only see the show, but not the mess. Yeah, there you go. Um, but I thought that was crazy. My thoughts on The View. Well, yeah, I think something was going on with that, and I felt bad because that whole thing Sunny had to live out over the weekend with her family was, I mean, when she was talking about it, I mean, it sounded like she was fighting back tears. That was horrible. Her husband pulled out of surgery. Her children pulled out of school. Her parents pulled out of the assisted living facilities. And her to backtrack and think, oh my goodness, I went to a funeral with multiple people. Man. And then Anna to come back and say, I was hanging out with her family, the vice president's family. That was strange. And that's my thoughts on that. I think something was up with that. I think that they were going to do the work in questioning this administration. And yeah, that's my thoughts. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But on Monday, they said that these two people came back and it was false positive. Not one, but both of them. But like one of the viewers stated, you can still get COVID-19 if you are vaccinated. Now, Sonny and Anna has they have said that they are tested every day on the show. They are vaccinated. They said they are double vaccinated, but yet you have a positive test on the day that the vice president has to come to the table. Okay. All righty then. And last but not least, my thoughts on, the open marriage situation. I couldn't do it. If you feel like that works for you, then more power to you. I personally am too jealous. No, I don't think so. And I wouldn't even want my children to do that. And I have a son that's married. Uh, I wish he would come to me and tell me, Mom, we gotta, oh my gosh. I'd be like, where did you get that from? But anyway, to each his own. America is the home of the brave and the home of the free. So you guys can do whatever you want. And that might be our downfall because everybody feels like they can do whatever they want. But because we are in America, you can do whatever you want. Of course, of course, beyond within the walls of reasoning and law and all that good stuff. But yeah, I couldn't. No. Sunshine. Where is the guidance of following the word of God? This is why the world is out of control. You can't change what the Bible says as far as marriage. Life is choices. Yes, yeah, yeah. Religion, what they say back, politics, religion, politics, religion, politics and religion. I think those are the only two that you can't bring it up. You can't talk about it without causing a flare. Not me. I know, right? Not me either. Not me either. But yeah, not me either. I was saying that I'm just way too jealous. Yeah, I just have this thought that one day you will come home and go, you know what? I think I like her better than you. And no. Oh boy, that would be a no. But with all that being said, I wanted to talk a little bit about the commercial, the commercial break, the commercial break. What is going on in Garden City? What's going on in Savannah? I know for sure that in Garden City, October the 9th is the Oktoberfest and car show. So if you are in the Garden City area and you want to attend this Oktoberfest Fall Festival, it starts at 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And if you have a car that you want to show off, antique cars, modern cars, American cars, foreign cars, domestic, If you want to show your car off, please, please, please contact the Garden City Housing Team. The Garden City Housing Team, go to their website, www.supportgcht.org, and let them know that you want to be a part of the Oktoberfest Fall Festival and car show. It is going to be amazing. They're going to have food. They're going to have games. They're going to have food trucks. They're going to have game trucks. It's going to be crazy. This is going to be at the Bazemore Park. It's a baseball park, and that's where it's going to be. October the 9th, 9 to 3, Oktoberfest Fall Festival and Car Show in Garden City. Gladys, was this open marriage before or after the entanglement? It was before the entanglement, Miss Gladys. Now the thing is the only reason why it was a big deal is because it went public. But privately, the young man that was involved in this entanglement, he said that Will knew about it. So they all knew what was going on. But the moment it went public, that's when everybody was like, ooh. But Will and Jada was like, this is what we do, you know. So she brought it to the red table because of the stance of the red table is whatever's going on, you got to be open and honest about it. So she ended up being in the news, you know, in the red hot topics. So she said, because of the platform that I have and I'm the buzz of the news, let me address it. So she brought the whole conversation of her and the entanglement to the table. And her husband, Will Smith, was at the table and they talked about it in front of America. And she basically said, hey, you weren't there. I wasn't happy at the time. And she was just boom. So it was like a therapy session at the red table. And, you know, when you are a public figure or you are an influencer or if you are out there and you're talking about the latest and you end up being the latest, you might want to address it. That's true. Will and Jada have been swinging. Exactly. They've been doing it for a minute. And so this is not news for them. This is news for us because we wanted to believe that they were in a modern or standard or traditional marriage, but they're not. And it became the news. But like we were saying earlier, you know, when you are a public influence or public figure or influencer and you become the news, you need to talk about it. You need to talk about it because that's what we're talking about. So here on the MonaLisa Monroe Morning Show, we talk about what you guys are talking about. So if I ever become the topic of discussion, I will bring it to you. But I'm really boring. There's nothing exciting about me. But yeah, so it's very, very, yeah, she brought it to the table and she did talk about it. So back on the information about Garden City. So Garden City, yes, Oktoberfest, Fall Festival, and car show. So if you have a car, foreign, domestic, old school, new school, if you have a truck, if you have a bike, if you got a cruiser, you know, whatever you want to show off, contact the Garden City Housing Team and let them know that you want to be a part of this. Pre-registration for the vehicle or the bike or the truck is $25. Pre-registration, $25. The tickets for the fall Festival. Tickets can be purchased either uh, at the day of, or you can purchase them ahead of time. But that's further down the line. I'll let you know more information on that. But yeah, Garden City is in the house. We'll take bicycles too. Yes, we will. We will take motorcycles, trucks, cars, anything you want to show off. Pre entry is $25. This is the Garden City October Fall Festival and Car Show from 9 to 3 and on October the 9th. We are going to have flyers on my webpage, my Facebook page, all of my social media platforms. I'm going to plaster this everywhere. And this is brought to you by the Garden City Housing Team. And for those who know, I'm the president of the Garden City Housing Team. For those who don't know, I'm the president of the Garden City Housing Team. So, of course, I'm going to put that commercial out there, that snippet. So, we're looking forward to everyone attending. We are opening up to everybody. Garden City, Savannah, Port Wentworth, Pooler, everyone is welcome. And this is, again, October the 9th. So we will see you guys there. We also want to mention that we do have late night with MonaLisa tonight at 10 Eastern, 9 Central. We're going to be talking about some red hot topics tonight. Please tune in tonight. If you have not had a chance, go to the website. The website is strolling down there, MonaLisaMonroe.com. Check it out. Get the merchandise from the show. You are supporting the show when you purchase merchandise. Thank you so very much. Thank you all for tuning in today. Thank you for your comments. And I just love it when you guys comment. That's what this show is all about. What would we be? What would we be doing without you? So thank you. And I at the top of the show, I wanted to thank everyone for tuning in because our numbers are up. Thank you for your viewership. Thank you for your sponsorship. Thank you for purchasing merchandise on the website www.MonaLisaMonroe.com. And I just want to say thanks for tuning in today. And once again, check us out tonight, 9 Central and 10 Eastern. You guys take care. Bye-bye.